Razer Huntsman V2 TKL Review. Razer's Huntsman V2 keyboard is designed for speed. It features optomechanical switches that can report key presses much faster than traditional mechanical switches. And its 8000 Hz polling rate allows it to almost instantly report them to your computer. The core features and capabilities are much the same for both models, including switch type, polling rate, and overall construction. Therefore, it makes sense to discuss both keyboards together in this review. Both the TKL and regular size variants are spotless black, and their keycaps utilize a good non-partisan font for their lettering. Only the TKL variation actually presents any observable Razer labeling. Yet that too is restrained to a particular marking printed indistinctly above the arrow keys. On the standard size model, this area has indicator LEDs for things like caps lock. This compact composition means that regarded their layouts, both keyboards are relatively condensed. Though Razer does include a wrist pad with both models, a soft cushion created from synthetic leather. They do consequently extend the area somewhat, but we believe it is worth it. The USB cable can be detached on the TKL and utilizes an average Type-C plug on its keyboard side. Unfortunately and confusingly, however, it is fixedly connected to the full-size model. The keycaps are made of thin PBT plastic, featuring a double-shot design that allows backlighting to show. These keys match the standard sizes, so you won't have a problem replacing any of them with aftermarket keycaps in case you want to. The plain look is overpowered by the keyboard's RGB lighting, which astoundingly moves through an assorted spectrum of colors. We favor a completely white pigment scheme, and it was an effortless chore to personalize this utilizing Razer Synapse program. Applying this software requires permission to Razer's conditions of service, but you can use it in visitant mode if you would rather not begin a Razer account. As with Razer's other items, this irradiation can cohere to certain compatible games if you like. Both keyboards are sturdy without much bend, but they can't compare to the weight and structure of keyboards like the Keychron Q1. That's only important if you prefer a heavy keyboard. The Huntsman V2 series from Razer is a major improvement from its predecessor, featuring an 8000 kHz polling rate. This means the keyboard periodically checks for key presses and reports them to the computer at an impressive speed, 8000 times per second. That's 8 times faster than the original Huntsman and many other keyboards. Yet more noteworthy, the Huntsman V2, such as the Huntsman formerly, utilizes optical mechanical switches. That implies they use a petite glimmer of light to know when a key is pressed, instead of exploiting metallic connections as with Cherry's classical MX switch layout. This resolves an inquiry with mechanical clicks where the contacts can hop in concert before concluding the meeting. In this way, for example, for the Huntsman V2, you must be capable of pressing a button and have it indicate back to your system with hardly any latency, according to Razer. That appears to be valid, but we feel powerless to say that we can distinguish the disparity. That's not to state that there wasn't a perceptible variation in latency. Being filmed myself pressing the spacebar in Overwatch in slow-mo at 240 FPS. With the game running at 100 FPS demonstrated that the Huntsman V2 does without a doubt have a quicker response time. It simply wasn't obvious enough for me to differentiate in practice.